Europe is a tremendous success.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to define itself in opposition to Sharia law
Sure.
or liberalism or anything. It can define itself on its own terms. It's free and open society. It's dynamic economy. It's independent judiciary. It's free and open elections. I mean, go on the offensive.
Sure.
I mean, that's Orban. That's Kaczynski. Maybe even Putin. Do you think it's that narrative void that makes for a lot of?
You're right to cite it. Look, I would rather that we talked in these terms, because there is a reason, after all, isn't there, why the world wants to come to Europe? I mean, there are no large numbers of people trying to break into Saudi Arabia as we speak. And there's a reason. So it's flattering. But I would say it's other things as well. I would say it's the cultural acquisition of it, which is or did used to be seen as a global inheritance and not a European thing alone. But you have to know what is available to be lost in order to want to preserve it. And what I think is at threat is not just the political liberalism in the real sense, but the culture which produced it. If you asked me to think of what, for me, defined Europe, I would not think of any Bill of Rights or legal statute or anything else. I would think of Venice, St. Peter's in Rome, the Vatican, the Louvre. I could go on all night. Bach, Dante, Goethe, Voltaire, and on it goes. But in a way, we are worried about arguing that. And it reminds me slightly of something that there's a famous story of when they first started sending things to the moon or sending rockets into outer space. There's a famous story, I can't remember, I'm fairly sure it's true, of a group of academics and others saying that they should send into space, this is before we were able to send people, send into space the best things that the human species has come up with. And the various things were chosen, and it was agreed that a piece of music should be sent up so that any alien life form, who obviously would read our language and everything else and have a CD player, a record player, but it was agreed that we would send a piece of music, and there was a great exchange. I wish I could remember who said it. Somebody said, well, if we're going to send a piece of music, obviously it would have to be Bach. And somebody said, Bach would look like showing off. And I think in a way Europeans are worried about showing off. Because there are some people who would take it badly. There are some people who would say, why have you got all of this? And there are some people who do. All I would say is that the only way out is to say this happens to be our inheritance, of which we're very grateful. And if you would like to have it as well and be part of it, then you're welcome to join us. But we would like to keep it, if you wouldn't mind awfully.
I just wanted to, on a lighter note, say that given, in the light of what is happening currently in Saudi Arabia, that that people are not going into Saudi Arabia because apparently the hotels are filled.
With members of the Saudi royal family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure. Thank you all. Thank you for staying so late and